people don't really understand what's going on with Brock. I think people think he had this surgery on March 10th and the 49ers got the results. Maybe they did if Brock shared them with them, but he doesn't have to. These are like confidential medical records. There's laws about this, HIPAA, HIPPA. He would have to sign this over to the 49ers. They could request it. He could say no. So I don't know what they know, but if Brock's being represented well by his agent, he would say, no, you don't get to see my medical records. And so when the Niners say stuff like, he could be back at the beginning of training camp, or he could be back in 8 months, or it could be, it's possible that they just don't know, that they're guessing like us and they're making, educated guesses, but that the only people that really know the actual results of his surgery are the surgeon, Brock, his agent, his parents, his family, and people he shared it with. Maybe he shared it with the Niners, maybe not. That's the way I look at it.
I always viewed it as that they're kind of just treating it like a worst case scenario, almost like we got to be prepared for the worst in this sense. And we don't know, we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket, like in that way. Like, I don't want to like say like, oh yeah, he's going to be ready to go. And then God forbid, if it's just 1 week delayment, it's like Kyle said he was going to be good on August 13th and he's not back until August 21st. So I think I just think they're trying to be careful with the words with him. And so much like, they don't want to like say too many things like, oh, he's going to be good. He's going to be this and that. But to be in your way, in your way of thinking, I would say like maybe the Niners are saying that because in their exit presser, they kind of put pressure on Brock to come back in a way. So maybe when they're at the annual meetings, they're trying to speak into a sense of, we don't know, take his time, all that stuff. So that maybe that was their version of like leveling with him, almost like giving him that time, not to like put too much of the hot iron to him.
To me, though, when Kyle Shanahan, every time he opens his mouth and talks up Sam Darnold, that's a threat to Brock. I love Sam Darnold. Like, I don't think that much of you, Brock. Like, yeah, I appreciate what you did, and I trust you to run my offense, and I want you to be my starting quarterback, but I made you. And if you mess around, I'll make Sam Darnold too. That's what it feels like. And I feel like, man, Brock, call that bluff, dude. You have nothing to worry about with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is not taking your job. Call that bluff. Do what's best for you, because the Niners can always get another quarterback. You can't get another elbow. That's it. This is your one elbow, man. Make sure it's good. Seriously. They don't care about you, dude. They don't care about you. You're a depreciating. Yeah, they don't care.
I mean, he doesn't need to see Kyle's sense. I mean, they just look at the way they're treating Trey Lance. All of a sudden, it's like, we don't care. We already spent all these picks for this. They only gave him 1 year of a chance, and God forbid it happened an injury. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, no, we don't care anymore. We're not prioritizing him. Which again, it's like they don't. At this point, when you're a winning team, if they were losing, sure, but they necessarily don't owe him anything. So I think with Purdy, it's like, dude, again, they're just thirsty for winning. What this team does with winning, it's just a drug to them. Attach anyone, put anyone who's healthy there. Anyone who can run this
because if you think about it, this core that's been around forever, they went from being the worst team in the league. They went from being basically defeated, 1-10, to undefeated. And I think that was it made them like addicted to winning regular season games. They will not take a step back. They're not going to go back to the days when they were awful. And they had a slip up in 2020. They would much rather be respected among the best teams in the league than take a step back to take the ultimate step forward. They won't do that. It's too painful what happened in the past.
I think it really even more started, or at least not more started. 2017 definitely started, but in 2019, I think it really took precedent and to new heights when they made that surprise season and went as far as the Super Bowl, and they had it on the cusp, because that's when your real core gets there. Like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner's more established, all these players, and then you fall down so low in 2020. It's like, oh hell no, screw that. Because as much injuries and low level performances they had in 2020, if they just had an average quarterback that year, someone who could run the offense and play decent, I think they make the playoffs that year. So I think that's forever just scarred on them. Losing Super Bowl scarred on them. That's scarred on them. And then now you have the NFC Championship game this past year scarred on them. And it's like, dude, this quarterback position, just get someone healthy and someone efficient. They don't care. And they think like, we don't need someone elite, because if you're the player, you're thinking I'm good. And if you're Kyle Shanahan, I'm good to make him look good. So it's almost like a trickle down effect. All these guys, and you wonder why, like, you get the George Kittles and all these other players who kind of almost resonate with Kyle in that sense of the quarterback position.
Yeah, Anthony Adams says the Solomon Thomas pick should have gotten everyone fired. No one saw Mahomes coming. I get that, but Watson was a pretty ideal selection, and we blew it.
I thought
he had two guys. He had two guys. Like Watson had accomplished everything in college, national championships. No Heisman, but Kev F says, I almost wonder if people knew a little bit about Watson coming out. He dropped for no reason. The NFL, I mean, they have investigators. Like, it almost felt like Houston knew, and they were trying to sort of work with him, and then he requested a trade, and they were like, okay, well, good luck. Not helping you anymore. I don't know. I'm very cynical about the league, and if a guy like Deshaun Watson is really good and he can help a team, teams know. Teams protect you.
Number one cover-up league.
I'm just saying. Kev F says, which quarterback would sell the most ticks in Jersey? Brady.
Brady, yeah.
Brady. That's
Brady
like,
for sure.
He's the biggest star.
Anyone on the roster wouldn't matter. They're all going to go anyways.
Tyler
Brady.
says, I have a question for both of you, Grant and Jose. What happens if we trade Lance and Brock is not ready as well and Darnold starts?
Oh my God, they're going to look like fools then.
Fools.
They're going to look like idiots. It's going to circle back to why they trade him in the first place. Right. You don't have an adequate backup. You have a rookie.
That's why I don't think they're going to trade him unless they got Tom Brady waiting in the wings. I don't think they're going to do it.
I don't think
it's
they're going to trade him anytime soon. It makes no sense to do that right now. It's not risky. Worth whatever that third round, fourth round pick is going to be.
Agree.
To salvage it could probably derail your season or at least put you to a poor start.
Yeah, that fourth round pick this year plus the conditional next year isn't really that great considering you don't even know if he's going to play for whatever team you send him to. So you could be getting a fourth and a fourth. Great. Wonderful. When you could have just kept him. Corey Hyde says, I am wholeheartedly convinced that plan A for 2021 was to trade for Deshaun Watson. Lynch and Shanahan were ready to write a blank check for him. Massage gate occurred. They panicked and traded up. Sure. Okay. Maybe.
I don't remember them being attached to them.
Maybe. I don't know. I also feel like they really thought Trey Lance was going to be good. Someone did. Kyle, Mike. I don't know.